All right, welcome in, guys, to yet another episode of the Belly Up bonus rounds. This is round 3. This is the third edition of it. I'll be joined by the same cast of crews from the first and second rounds, and we're gonna have a lot of fun this time. We're gonna have a conversation around some recent commentary in the sports world. And before I get to that, let's welcome in the guys. As always, so far, I guess I should say as always. Joining me is Vince, Ryan, and Hector. Guys, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this conversation. I'm excited for
Vince
this
took me
one.
by surprise with the
I'm so happy to be here, man.
It's a great time. Look, this is gonna be a great conversation, and it's something that we all love. The solidarity that comes with sports, right? You want to look like a uniform team on, and in this case, off the court. Except for me, because I don't fit in the things they give us, because they give us smalls, mediums, and larges, and I haven't been a large since I was 11 years old. So we're talking about the t-shirts they give you for special events at games. Should the fans wear the t-shirts? Or alternatively, I'll add this caveat into it as a person who doesn't fit in the shirts. Should the teams offer more than just one size for the fans that don't fit a medium that they always put on the seats? All right, we're going to start this one in a different order than we've done yet. And that is going to be Vince. Yay or nay, where are you at on the special event shirts?
Well, in the last 4 years or so, I have fallen into the category, Kelsey, that you have brought up, where you get there and they say, what size shirt would you like? And I would say 2X. And they would say, well, we have medium. Cool. I'll give that to my kids. So yeah, they need to do better with the sizing aspect. I mean, come on, America's not known for being skinny, so let's do better with our shirt sizing for sure. So I'm gonna go with nay, but here's my thoughts on it. So number one, as a fan, you need to know if they're gonna hand out shirts in advance. Because if you go into a game and you're wearing a jersey, you don't want to take the jersey off and put a t-shirt on. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So you want to know what's going on. The other thing is, if it's everyone's wearing the same thing, a whiteout, a blackout, whatever. No, I say you don't need to do that. But if they're doing the every section, back and forth colors, checkerboard, whatever, you can't be the one that messes that up. So checkerboard, alternating rows, that kind of a thing. Yes, wear the shirt. Any other time, take it home. Enjoy that you got the souvenir, a free shirt. Everyone likes a free shirt. Or if it doesn't fit, it becomes a rag for washing your car. Everybody needs it. So I say no, you don't need to wear the shirt that they give you unless it is a checkerboard or that kind of idea going on in the arena or stadium.
Okay. You gave me a question that I'm going to ask you guys after you give me your answers first, because it plays into what you just said a little bit. It's a secondary question to what we were just talking about. Before I go there, though, Hector, I just want to, as yay or nay for you as well, I just want to get you guys' answers first, and then we'll get into the actual discussion.
All right, so fun background of my life. I used to work as a marketing associate for the Houston Rockets between the years of 2017 to 2020. And we did a lot of the shirts placed on the seats of every stadium. And guess who was the guy that had to put those shirts on the seats? So, okay, so some of the things that you guys did explain, as someone that has, I guess, some sort of experience into this topic. I don't know how other teams do it, but the Houston Rockets, they normally have two sizes, which is large and extra large. If it's gonna give you options, but I know for a fact they play a little safer and they get extra large, so that way there's no real any issues. Now I've heard that there's teams that do similar what the Rockets do, which is XL across the board, and then have like an area where, hey, you want to trade your shirt for another size. So I've heard those cases. The Rockets don't do that. They just buy mass of large and extra large. I think extra large only, so don't quote me on that part. But as someone that has painstakingly gone down each row and the club levels, it's to one. By the way, one of the things that I had to do was I had to catch, because you count how many, and each bundle comes with 12 shirts, like just one bundle that comes off the box. So there's a guy that walks up, down each row and has to catch that giant bundle coming at your face. And you don't get like time to prepare for it. Like you literally, it comes in, you smack. I don't like my whole process was I'm just gonna smack it down like I'm Dikembe Mutombo, and just to the first seat, and just keep going like that because they don't give me any minute to like recover. So I'm literally like just doing this over and over again. And do I feel like I've gotten a concussion? Probably, but yeah. So that's the first part of the process. Then there's a guy that sweeps in right behind you to actually put the extra numbers, the seats after 12. And then you have a group of volunteers, maybe some high school kids or something, whatever, and come in and actually neatly put the shirts on. And then if you're done by then, you'll probably end up helping and making the shirts look nice and pretty. Also, to the security staff that goes and steals those shirts before anybody walks in, I just want to say, well, I can't say the word. So but I know what you're doing. I know who you are. If you're watching this video somehow, just know I know. And that goes to every sports fan that goes into it. But aside from that, I mean, like I said, I know that there's some teams that are very accommodating that do offer other options. And for I think extra large works out fairly well. I think it's a fairly even ground. And if it's too big, I know a lot of people like to cut them up anyways. So, and I mean, kids these days, they love wearing shirts 3 times their size anyways. I mean, my niece has all my XLs for some weird reason. I don't even know how she gets them. I have never given her one, but but she has them. And so, but I will say yay. It's just you're in the experience. And I think at this point, if you're especially playoffs, I think this whole stems from the whole playoffs thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the playoffs, you know those shirts are going to be there. And I think Vince brings up a very good point. You know, I get the whole jersey thing, but it's the playoffs. You know you're getting a guaranteed free shirt. You know they're going to tell you to put the shirt on. Just have fun, be part of the experience. And if anything, just wear it for a little bit, then take it off afterwards. But just as someone that has put in the work and put those shirts out there, just think of me when you see that shirt on that seat. Think of me getting mollywopped by a bundle of shirts.
I love it. The disgruntled former employee, goes on the side of yay despite the concussions they cause.
The concussion is probably making me pick yay.
Ryan, what are your thoughts on the special edition jerseys?
So I have a follow-up question for Hector. Do you do large and extra large because everything's bigger in Texas?
It's the only way to go.
I'll see myself out. Thank you. Thank you for
not
answering my
big
question.
enough, unfortunately, for some
Yeah,
Americans.
not big enough for some of us. Special event T-shirts. I thought about this, and I'm gonna have to go with the side of nay, and I'll tell you why. Because yes, as Hector mentioned, a lot of this is safe for the playoffs. You have the whiteout tradition in Winnipeg. You have the whiteout tradition carried over when the Arizona Coyotes went to the playoffs. The 3 times or so they went to the playoffs when they're in Arizona. Now they're in Utah. Soon to be the Mammoth. So I'm pretty sure they'll carry on that tradition. But it should be only for playoffs, like a special event. But I think Pete fans are they understand that you have to support your team. If you want to support your team with a whiteout shirt, you go out and you can buy yourself a white T-shirt. And I was unaware that some of these teams you can trade in a bigger size. The last time I got a free special event shirt was when I went to Yankee Stadium last year. It was the day of the eclipse. They actually had to move the game from 2:00 to 6:00 because of the eclipse. You know, nobody wants to get blind looking for the ball and out when it's hit in the air. So I understand that. But you get special commemorative T-shirts to say, "Hey, I was here during the eclipse." The eclipse. But I think at the end of the day, if you're a team, you're looking to save some money, this is a giant waste of money. Again, special occasions notwithstanding, but you could do other things like a towel, a rally towel, or pom-poms. Do something else that gets the crowd going. I will say as a caveat, though, T-shirt tosses are fun.
Mhm.
T-shirt tosses are okay, but I think it's just a waste of money for the clubs or for the teams to make poor interns like Hector put T-shirts down on seats in the entire arena just to be tossed aside, donated, or used as a rag or given to somebody else to wear.
Okay. So you gave me another side question to the one I got from earlier. All right, so I'm gonna lay this out here, and I'm gonna let you guys discuss this one as you will. First part of this caveat is, what about those on the front row? The high dollar seats, should they be the ones that have to wear the shirts or be given a size to wear the shirts? It's part one. Part two, now this goes to the pom poms. What would you guys support more as that second alternative other than t-shirts? What would be your number one choice? Not like a multiple. You don't get to pick 5 or a steroid era from Vince's. Which player do you like most that everybody else hates? You got to pick one. You got to pick one.
He picked Barry Bonds, but
technically, yeah, and then 7 other players. But anyways, so let's start there. All right, front row, big bunny seats. Should they be forced to wear them because they're paying for that? And this is like you're on TV guaranteed every time. And then second, yeah, what do you support?
Yeah, I think that it's going to be televised depending on the camera angles. We know some teams have a few different, further back, closer up, all that good stuff as well. But yeah, I think so. I think that your main camera spots are the most important spots to have the stuff on. And so I would agree. Yes. Yeah, I think that would be wise. And again, there's paying enough money for those seats. You can get them the size that they wear. Because talk about saving money. Yes, you could definitely save money, but yeah, they're paying enough for those seats. You can give them a t-shirt. I love the towels. I think the towels are great. I think when everybody has a towel and they're waving it at the same time, it creates a cool scene on TV, and kids like it. You can't have a towel that doesn't fit. So at least not that kind of towel. so when you're looking at that, you go, okay, because I was thinking about this. You're talking about the extra larges. It's great for us adults, but when I take my 8-year-old to a game and they get a shirt and he can't wear it because it's a dress, he's like, well, this is kind of stupid. Towels, on the other hand, he can hang it on his wall at the house. He can take it to school with him. He can do all kinds of different things with it. And I still have towels that I got when I was a kid going to sporting events. I don't have any of those shirts, and so I love the towel idea. I think that's great. It's a way that fans can get involved, at an intermission or something like that, where during a timeout, whatever, and they can all wave the towels. I think it looks cool. So I'd go towels as the option, and then yes to the main TV scene areas of the arena having the matching shirts.
I'm going to piggyback off of Vince's idea about having the front row expensive seats wear the shirts. It should be included in the cost of the ticket. Like if you buy the ticket online, you get an option to get a t-shirt. You get the option. Yes, you absolutely have to get a t-shirt, but you can select your size, and that way you're not wasting a t-shirt. As for what kind of rallying devices you give to your fans, I would agree. Go with the towel. Pom-poms will break easily, or kids will just take them apart very easily. Yeah. Also, keeps yourself nice and cool when you're waving that around. So come on, towels multi-purpose and it's useful.
Clean up the beer people spill on you, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, once again, this goes back to my experience, because there was other things besides shirts that we put out. But no, I think, it's funny. I think this conversation, the inspiration behind it, I think, which, by the way, the Oklahoma City fans, I think most of them are actually really good about wearing the shirts, the playoff shirts.
Houston, by the way, also a really good city for wearing their shirts.
Yeah, as long as they're not stolen by security staff. I told you, I know you.
Yeah.
But I think that's payback, Vince, for earlier. Damn it, I lost myself. No, but so like the whole there's one Oklahoma City fan and I think that's where your question comes from, is that there's this one OKC fan that like sits courtside that just refuses to wear the shirt, and he gets a lot of hate for it. I think on social media wise, I think a lot of people bash him. People have tried to interview him, and obviously he goes to everybody. But he just doesn't wear the shirt. And I think what you present, right, give them the option of hey, we're gonna give away these shirts. We already know you're sitting here, what sizes do you need? And I think that's an accommodating thing. I think a lot of the organizations put out like a general shirt that for a fact most people would generally fit in, and then have like an area maybe by tickets group or whatever you want to have, and just have like, hey, this is where you can trade your shirt in for a shirt of another size. But yeah, the people, especially because you're going to get the most TV time from the people on courtside, you'd want them to be wearing those shirts because once again, it's marketing. And also along with that, there's usually some sponsor thrown into that shirt. So obviously that sponsor wants to get their money well spent. McCarthy brings a valid point. It is a lot of money, and that sponsor has paid a lot of money to make sure that their logo is being plastered on TV for all eyes to see. But as far as my experience goes of other things besides shirts that we put out on every single seat in an arena, towels are the easiest. Towels are super easy. It's also easy to get stolen. But
security, we're still looking for you.
Yeah, right.
the worst part is who catches security.
Hector Flores does.
I do. I'm
Call
a
insert
down.
name
I'm
FC.
I'm gonna be Liam Neeson for the people. But
I have a certain special set of skills.
I know who you are.
I can find
I will find
anybody
you.
that stole that thing off that chair in the stadium.
I think
got
towels
that
are
guy.
a safe bet. For the sanctity of a parent, Vince, I'm thinking about you. Obviously, not the bomb box sticks. No, not those, because those things are super annoying.
Or those
I think
clappy hands.
the
No,
clappy
don't
hands,
do that.
cowbell,
Thunder
Yeah.
sticks. Ugh.
no, none of those stuff. I think what was really cool, one of the things that the Rockets did for one game is that we had a bracelet. This bracelet that had a light in it, and the stadium was actually it had like a light. The stadium actually controlled the lighting of that thing. So obviously they'll say, "Hey guys, it's time to put your hands up," and then you just see the whole arena like changing in whatever color design they had. I thought it was really cool. It's a unique thing. I would pick the towel, but if there was something different, I would say that was a really cool thing that I think many people would love to see in a stadium, and I think could be a good like pan to get back to a game from a commercial break.
I like it. They did that for the Super Bowl, I know, and I know they do it in the Clippers' new arena as well. And by the way, I just need to throw this out here for everybody. A diehard Packers fan is choosing the terrible towel as his option for anything but a T-shirt. That's what I heard. So, how do you
Hey,
feel about
in
that,
Green
Vince?
Bay, they don't have to do that matching stuff. People just come and cheer without the incentives otherwise.
What are you talking about? You guys wear two colors. It's green and it's yellow, and it's so cold you always wear one of the two because it's a jacket that you guys
No,
bought,
usually
bought
it's
in
Carhartt
97.
brown. Carhartt
Yeah,
brown in the stadium. So,
It's yellow. Let's be honest.
It eventually becomes yellow.
yeah.
Oh man, guys, this one is a fun one. Now, Hector, I gotta ask, what was the most difficult as a guy who's done it? What was the most difficult thing for you guys to pass out?
Like just in the seating, or when like
Yeah,
like
just in the
door
seats.
prizes?
Just in the seats.
I think this was a weird one. I remember Trolley partnered up with James Harden. He had like the weird beard, like Trolley gummies.
Yeah.
And so they decided to make a sock puppet of James Harden. I think I have it. I might have it somewhere here. If I find it, I'll send a picture to you, Kelsey, to put up for everybody to see. It's super creepy. Like there's like little holes on the side so you can stick your pinky and your thumb out to be arms for James Harden, and it's just creepy. And honestly, like it was one of those where like I remember at the end of the season, because they'll do like this whole thing for us where they'll give us like all the extra giveaways, like the bobbleheads and all that stuff. And I remember they were like, "Who wants any of these socks?" And I'm like, "God, no! Do not even sneak that into my car. That is going straight to the dumpster."
Fair enough. Vuvuzelas, guys, take it or leave it.
Vuvuzelas?
Yeah, the 2010
from South Africa, yeah.
World
Yeah,
Cup.
the World Cup. Yeah.
porn.
I think that goes into the category of super annoying. At one
You gotta
point,
know how to blow into them to make the noise, though.
Hey, yo.
Full pause.
Wow.
You guys are testing my
Phrasing.
maturity level in this conversation between the sock puppets and now this. You're putting me in a bad spot, man.
I would okay, but to answer your question, Kelsey, the wristband I think was the easiest. The hardest one was definitely that weird sock puppet because it was just like I don't know where to put this. Like, do I put it on the seat? It kind of falls off when you put it on the seat. And obviously the seats fold up, they fold back, if you're not sitting there. So that was kind of weird too. I was like, it looks stupid if you put it on the cup holder. Like there was a brief hour of us just trying to figure out how do we make this work at all. Like, cause they didn't want to do make it a door prize. It was just like, we got to put it in the seat somehow. And I was like, I think people are not going to like this thing.
I get it.
I mean, they might think it's a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert too.
Good call out. All right, so you know what I've learned from this conversation is Vince can't handle sock puppets, vuvuzelas, the clappers, but he loves the terrible towel. Right. Who would have thought? Would have never thought it. Also, Hector has too many concussions from a bundle of T-shirts. So that's what I got from this, and he knows that security guard somewhere out there. Or security guards, multiple maybe. I don't know.
Right.
It might be a whole team, bro. You don't know. A lot of
like
shirts.
the Italian job for free T-shirts.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up
Ocean 713.
All right. Oh, on that note, that wraps up round 3 for the belly up bonus rounds, guys. As always, I appreciate it. Before we go, you got to let the people know where to find you. Vince, first up on the board.
Yeah, and I'll say this as someone who does counseling, I counsel people in my day job. I feel like me and Hector need to sit down and talk about all this thievery in his life with the security guards and his niece and everyone just stealing stuff from him. So if you need to talk, Hector, and get it off your shoulders, let me know. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sports Stove. The Sports Stove football shows every week. Me and my dad host it. You can get it on anywhere you get your podcast and on the Belly Up Sports YouTube channel. And then every Sunday night, the Belly Up Fantasy Live baseball show is on the Belly Up Sports socials and on the Belly Up Sports YouTube channel.
Oh, there you go. Hector, are you going to take Vince up on his offer, and then where can the people find you after you do take him up on
I think I'm just going to keep it in and just not let it out, or let it eventually explode to the point where there's no going back. Yeah, you can find us, this is a great topic. I think this is like the typical conversation, and Kelsey can vouch for it. This is like the typical conversations that we have on Insert Name FC that was this needed? Definitely. That's what the conversations are. Yes. So I think if you guys want to see a little bit more, learn about soccer, or maybe if you know already some stuff about soccer and just want to hear some guys that are just having the time of their lives talking about a game they love, well, Insert Name FC is it, man. Just new episodes every Thursday here on Belly Up Sports, full video version. You can see me, sometimes Kelsey. Edward doesn't have a working camera, so we just find a random picture and we just call it a day. So just have it's a fun conversation, man. Enjoy it. Also, all social media, Instagram, X, Facebook, at Insert Name FC. Pretty straightforward, and you'll find some great content over there.
There you go. Learn about all your soccer over there. Learn about the story behind the Timo Werner picture for Edward as well. One day, if you guys don't know the lore for.
Uh-oh.
All right, Ryan. Where can we find you?
Well, I guess we could find out where I am. No Credentials Required podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Catch the live show on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter channels. Also, catch us on Tuesdays at 6:30 and the Saturday Brunch Edition. Unless it's football season, Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. You can also find us on social media. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and you can look for me all across the social channels. And who is Ryan MCC? And sometimes during the show, you might see this guy. That's my cat tag along.
Love it. By the way, guys, I think Hector's security guard's trying to come and get me. So before he gets me, I think we're going to call this one a night. Let us know in the comments, vuvuzelas or no vuvuzelas for sporting events. What do you think? How about those sock puppets as well? Let us know. And as always, guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in for Belly Up bonus rounds. We'll see you again for round 4 coming up very soon.